There's so much to talk about here. I would think that if you people were going to cut my benefits after I started my 24th year with the town of Hyde Park, that one of you would have some backbone and stand up and tell me. But of course, you didn't do that with my salary when you cut it. When I was in Florida on a vacation before being on call all winter long, nobody had the backbone. Nobody had the backbone to tell me last year when you tried to cut my salary by 10 grand. And on and on and on. Now, there's only two sitting elected officials that this affects as it's written. Myself and Don. This last paragraph, I'm guessing you crafted this? You did this? At the order of Martino or the whole board? Because it really makes a difference.
I had no knowledge.
I know you had no knowledge of it. No, who told you to do it?
I'm not going to say.
I don't deserve an answer being an elected official. After 24 years, I don't deserve an answer. Well, I know you can't stand up because you don't have any backbone. Why don't you take a shot?
I don't have to answer you. And if you think that I'm afraid of you, you're out of your mind. Understand that. That whole
I'm not afraid of you.
Well, I'm not afraid of you either. But that time you had your tirade in here...
Everything I said in that tirade was a truth.
You didn't even come into my office.
Because you ran away from me.
I didn't run away from you.
I humiliated you because you weren't paying the bill, and everything I said was the truth.
You got caught, and you couldn't take it.
I'm not caught doing nothing. Everything I said was the truth.
Yeah,
You couldn't answer me.
Yeah.
You couldn't answer me.
You didn't follow procedure.
Oh, procedure.
And you got caught.
I didn't get caught doing what?
You were putting stuff in improperly after the fact.
You weren't paying the bills. I didn't get caught doing anything. Now, according to this, as it's written, does this mean that Donna has to pay 15% of her premium if this thing is passed as it is, that last sentence? Elected officials whose first term of office commenced on or after January 1st, 2010 shall pay 15% of the health insurance premium.
That section was not amended. That section currently exists in the employee handbook and was adopted on November 26, 2009 by the prior town board.
So this is the same language that's in there now?
That is correct.
According
In fact, the only language that's changed, the existing employee handbook referenced employees whose first term of office. And it was corrected to read elected officials.
So this is basically, it's crafted for me, right? Because I'm the only one with a spouse. The only sitting elected official with a spouse. This is crafted for me. Come on, somebody answer me.
Would it make you happy if we said yes?
Well, is that the truth? If it's
well, I'm asking you. What's going to make you happy?
What's going to make me happy
Take it whatever way you want, Mr. Doyle.
Answer the question.
You said, I told you, take it any way you want. What did I just say?
Are you going to amend this?
What did I tell you? What did I say before?
I want to know
I said yes.
You can't blame me for not trusting you.
Mr. Doyle.
So don't, Mr. Doyle. I'm not done talking to him.
Okay. And I don't trust you at all.
Well, that's fine.
Understand that.
That's fine. I've been here 24 years. You've been here.
Good.
You've been here too.
Well, maybe it's 24 years too much.
Maybe, but I'm still here doing a hell of a job by all accounts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I would like to know the language that's going in here to amend this because, I just don't trust you.
Mr. Doyle, I don't think you can get the answer you want from him
But what I'm saying is...
You've been speaking for him for 2 years.
So what I'm trying to tell you, Mr. Doyle, is I already had the conversation, I said it earlier, that we're going to strike that whole second part of that would affect you in any way whatsoever. I will make that motion if the resolution even passes tonight. I'm going to make that motion to strike that. That's something that I had a conversation with after it was already done. Now, there's been some suggestions that maybe that whole motion be tabled. I don't think you have to worry about that language as it stands tonight being passed by this board. Now, some people are saying that they have problems with the way this is being done, changing health insurance benefits and salaries after somebody's elected. Well, that happened 2 years ago to one specific person as well. It's not going to happen tonight, Mr. Doyle. And you'll have to take my word at that and see what happens in the next 10, 15 minutes.
You know, if you really wanted to change this, I mean, I don't understand why you want to do it just to the elected officials when you negotiated every contract during this administration, and this is in every contract.
Yes, it is. It's something
and you didn't touch it with the employees this year.
When we went through the negotiating committees did not decide to use that as one of the things that we were looking to do.
Actually, it's midterm right now, I believe, of the contracts, if I understand that correctly, and I think you guys can do that at this point in time, right? So there are some other changes that can be made.
I'm not suggesting that happens, but it just seems that the benefits for the employees are a lot more significant than they are for the elected officials and the non-union people.
You're right.
You're right. And you already took $5,000 of my salary, and if you take my wife's medical away, the foreman is making more money than the highway superintendent.
You're right.
So what type of incentive do we give to employees who want to come from within, like I did, to manage the highway department, and they work all winter for free? They don't get any overtime. If you do the job, you got to be there all the time. Now you want to punish me. But this is just a point that the public should know, that for you to take from elected officials and non-union people and keep giving to the unions is something that has to be tackled.
You're right.
And you guys were not willing to do that.
Well, I mean, I think you'll see that union people almost always get raises, partially because you have binding arbitration with some of the unions. With the police, you have to go to impasse. You're not going to get zero contracts.
I understand all that. I negotiated contracts on both sides.
Absolutely.
I was the union president when I was there.
Okay.
You're not telling me nothing I don't know.
I let you speak now, but what I'm saying is most town hall employees, I don't remember exactly, but they haven't gotten the raises that the union people have. Unfortunately, there is that disparity that happens over the years, and I agree with you. I think that is wrong. But that's the benefit of the union, I guess, for the union employees, is they have that bargaining where at some point you're pretty much forced as a town to give raises and continue giving benefits, when the non-union employees, you don't have the money and the luxury to, and you don't give that stuff. So there is that imbalance, and that is not right. And I think you do see that here in town hall, that affects some of the employees of the union and non-union, because you have some people getting benefits and raises and better health insurance, and other people don't. Unfortunately, that's the difference between union and non-union. As far as your health insurance concern, I think that's something for you understand, and you have to deal with however you have to deal with it outside of this. But we're not going to let that pass tonight, sir.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thanks, Walt.